What's going on, guys? I'm a regular guy with the Regular Guy Firearms channel. Thanks for watching. I'm at Big Sal's house. Say hi.
Hi.
He hates me because it's not very long before we have military things to do.
It's 2 in the morning. We gotta be there at freaking 6.
And I'm not allowing him to sleep.
It's an hour drive, too. Ah. Continue your video.
Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Are you good? He's burying himself under his whoopee.
Don't you dare show him my whoopee. Top secret.
Anyway. Okay, so there's updates on this whole Magpul thing. And no, I am not telling you guys to pull out the torches and pitchforks and stuff and, tell you to bum rush Magpul headquarters and burn it down. No, because there's actually a lot of really good stuff here. Now, at first, it was a little turbulent as far as the whole Magpul thing was concerned, simply because they couldn't figure out really how we were showing these results and everything else. And they were having a really hard time duplicating the results that we were having as far as consistent feed lip cracking and all that other stuff. So I decided to just do a specific independent test. Right. And by the way, they've been talking to me and Chad from Family Tactical. He just released a video on this, a video on this whole subject also. So go check that out to get his perspective, all that. Seriously, though, go do it. Now, we've been going back and forth with Magpul and stuff, and they were just not seeing the same thing that we were. Now, we decided, or rather, I did the first one, so I decided I was just going to do an independent test. I grabbed 2 Comblock steel magazines and an M3 magazine, because I decided I was going to go ahead and get it and do this whole thing with it. So, now, the funny thing is that I went out and I decided that I was going to use concrete as a floor. And a buddy of mine would be standing behind me. And I would ready up and he would just start calling out random numbers like 2, 4, 6, 3, blah, blah, blah. And I would just begin to shoot and just follow his commands the entire time. And eventually he would go reload, right? So it would be completely random, but I would end up doing a partial reload on either a Comblock magazine or an M3 magazine. Now, the reason for this is that this is, to me, the worst case scenario for this type of a magazine. You still have rounds in it. For whatever reason, you either got to top it off or something, and you end up having to reload the gun while standing and ejecting it out and away, and it'll fall as high as possible. And because we trap our guns in our workspaces and stuff like that, magazines fall to the ground, which is why the head height test was a real thing, because when you trap a rifle, you trap it about this high, and I'm 6 feet tall. Okay? So, naysayers on the head height thing have obviously not reloaded with an AK very much, or anything else. Now, I brought out about 400 rounds in 3 magazines, and all of them were topped off eventually, right? Meaning, I would just keep running that same test criteria until I was either told to reload or was forced to reload, right? So each magazine got topped off with pretty much the same amount of ammunition. So do math, okay? But in between this, there were a lot of partial reloads and stuff, and there was a lot of kicking out and knocking on the ground and stuff like that. And the Comblock magazines, no surprise at all, survived. The M3 cracked at the feed lips, and it took like a couple hours worth of testing. Now, I sent this information to Dwayne, and both me and Chad had been talking to him about it. And he basically gave us a testing criteria that he would like to see uninterrupted on video, which I understand, because if you are on a personal vendetta, you're going to either lie about or rig tests and anything else, right? So just to make sure that this isn't a torch and pitchfork gang trying to come out and just bash Magpul for whatever reason, he gave us that, and he asked, basically to see it. So Chad went ahead and did it. Only difference was that his floor was grass, right? And he also brought several different magazines out. Like he brought a Comblock mag out, a Tapco mag, the M3, and I think there was something else in there. I forget now. So he did this on video, uninterrupted. We sent it to him. he came up with the same result. Okay. The only difference is that he didn't do actual shooting. I think he was topped to like 20 rounds or something like that. Just a partial, but a consistent partial. So there you go. But he came up with the exact same results, and all of the other magazines survived, including the Tapco mag. So, okay, he sees what we were doing. He took that data and ran with it, and then they sent us an email, or Chad. He sent Chad an email not too long ago, stating, "Okay, we understand. We're seeing it now. We have the same results. So, cool. We're duplicating the same results, and we're figuring out the Achilles heel of this thing. Great." And the next part of that is quite inspiring, because even though that their loading methodology on the AK isn't the same, okay, they understand and recognize this is a problem, because this is a very common thing that dudes kick out old mags with new mags and all this other stuff. So, and also the M3 magazines are just tight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're tight. Yeah, still too tight. So, you messed up my train of thought.
It's alright, go ahead.
So, now that they're seeing the same results as us, he's letting us know, and basically anything that he said to us, he gave us the go-ahead, was public knowledge for you guys too, that they are currently now working on resolving the issue. What it requires, I don't know yet, because they have to figure it out. But they're going to do this and probably release a new magazine probably sometime next. I would go ahead and guess around SHOT Show or something of next year. Probably as a new generation of magazine, I would guess. But that's where we're at now, and it shows a lot of promise. For those of you that are like, show me a cracked magazine, go to Chad's video. It's in a link in the description below. You'll see his M3 split like way down the side. Okay. So I'm actually very, very pleased with the actions of these guys, simply because, generally speaking, when it's a big company like this and you have naysayers about certain things, they pretty much tell you to go away. Or they don't say anything at all. They're just like, whatever, peasant. But they've reacted to this very, very well, and they're working to improve upon it, which I think is amazing. So, you know, when improvements come and stuff like that, we'll let you know. But that's it, guys. Go ahead and join us down at Gun District. And remember, a regular guy's firearm is the last defense against tyranny. Stick with Con Block magazines for now.